I've fallen and I can't get up. Hold on one moment. Hey guys and gals, welcome back. Inside the AQL is back. Woo. With its politically incorrect language, its narrow-minded spiritual convictions, its non-kosher humor, and its personal bias nudity. Viewer discretion, again, is advised. I don't know where to start, folks. The AQL was out of commission for a week as we attempted repair damage on the political landscape. Oh, my lands. Where do I start? Where do I finish? Well, let's just start from the beginning with AQL information, and we'll just kind of go with it from there, okay? Congratulations to Who's Your Daddy? Way to go for being on top of the AQL again. However, need to point this out, this week we got a tie after week 1 or after week 9 of Inside the AQL or of the AQL. And that was Who's Your Daddy, folks, who pretty much dug a hole for himself and left an opening for the original 49er to come up on him big time. These two, after week 9, were the AQL leaders. Congratulations. Congratulations to Who's Your Daddy again for staying on top. He dipped for a while. OG 49er about halfway through the last week was ahead. But when the dust cleared, way to go. Who's Your Daddy was clearly tied for first. Congratulations, the original 49er, for an excellent showing and bringing it on to be in a tie after week 9 in the AQL. Folks, I just got to pause here and say, I've heard some very interesting news. I could not believe that a red wave never happened on election day. And quite frankly, I'm going to tell you, I think it was all a sham. I think that there is absolute huge voter fraud in America, in our election system. I have doubts that it'll ever be proven. I'm somewhat inspired that there's still hope, that there's still time for that to be ironed out. But I have good intentioned friends and family members that have said interesting things, encouraging things. One of the things that seemed very insightful, compassionate, and conciliatory, and that is, I've had friends and family, mostly friends, say, hey, well, maybe this worked out for the best, because what would have happened if Trump would have won? Riots and burnings and maybe killings, and maybe it's just best because that would have just been horrible for the nation. That would have been a bad scene. And when they said it, something didn't seem right in my mind when they said that. I've heard it from numerous people. But I went ahead and just kind of agreed. Yeah, I understand what you mean. But as I began pondering that more and more, I started thinking, what the heck? Wait, no. What kind of America would we have if we start just making decisions based on, maybe it's just best things work out that way, because if we do things the right way, or if it turns out a different way, people could riot, people could burn cities, they could burn, hospitals, and, just mayhem. So what? I don't mean so what, like I don't care about that. But folks, if we're basing our freedom on the fear, that is exactly what a banana republic wants. That's exactly what the Democrats want. And that's what they got, maybe. And I'm just worried that many good-hearted, good motivated conservatives are kind of having this, well, let's just move on with things. Let's not make it, maybe it's just better to move on. I hope we don't move on. Because I'll tell you what, right now, my feeling is about voting is it's a waste now. I get the sense that my vote really doesn't count. I mean, I'm a conservative, Republican, mostly. I'm just a conservative, constitutionalist here in California, and it appears many times my vote doesn't matter, but it really doesn't matter if we live in a corrupt society where they can rig the system. Anyway, let's move on. I'm sure I'll pop up more on this before we're over, but let me just bring in incredible week. The top gun of the AQL this week is Gulf Coast Niner. Now, let me just, I showed the whole picture. Let me fold the paper back here a little bit. The Gulf Coast Niner is the big time top gun, okay, of week 9. 12 picks this last week. He is, at the end of week 1, he was in second place with 91. Phenomenal. I mean, he shot up like a rocket to get in first place. But there's a backstory here, folks. Many times there is a backstory to great stories. And that is his wife, Hannah. All right? Hannah, right there, that's her on his right, okay? Hannah has been sharing with Gulf Coast Niner that she would like to be in the Armchair Quarterback and has never been invited to be a member, to be in the inside group of the AQL. And there's good reasons for that. Number one, she's a girl. She's a woman. Oh, just kidding. We have women in the AQL despite my aversion to that. But anyway, she has been wanting, she says she's never got an invite to inside the AQL. And folks, so you know what Roger did? Roger is Gulf Coast Niner. He said, okay, let's see how good you are. And last week, he's kind of feeling like, his season is rocky. He says, let's give it a try. He let her make the picks last week. 12 games in a heavy-duty hard week. Pops up to second place in the AQL after week 9 is over. Incredible job. I don't know who deserves the Top Gun Award. Gulf Coast Niner or Hannah, his wife. But I do know this. We need some feedback. All right? I'm not too sure how I feel about this score of 12 when Hannah, his wife, is the one who actually made the picks. I'm more inclined to say we need to take 2 points away from Gulf Coast Niner for allowing Hannah to make such picks for him and just surrendering his decision making in the AQL. 2-game penalty taken out. That's my recommendation. I need your feedback. I need your feedback from the post. All right, do it on the I don't know, the YouTube post. I don't know how that works, folks. I'm still learning all this now. But when I put the video on on Google, on your Gmail, please make a response. 2 games out, that he minuses, puts him back down to 10, or do we reward him in some way? Do we applaud him? Man, Hannah, I do. Hey, I applaud Hannah. I just don't know how I feel about. You help me decide, okay? Oh, man. Back to politics. If you dare continue to listen. Do I have anything more? I do. I can say this, folks, and I'm not being lighthearted. I make a lot of jokes. I make a lot of lightheartedness here on the AQL, but I'm going to say this. If you're not a person of faith, maybe it's time to get some. If you are a person of faith, this is time to pray to God for fairness and justice to be brought out in this election. I will say this, they're saying that Biden got more votes ever. They got more votes this time around than Obama did. What? He got more votes. More people voted for Biden than Obama. More people voted for Biden over Trump. Folks, this is a farce. This is an absolute farce. And so I say, but if you're a person of faith, if you're not a person of faith, I invite you all to pray. Maybe it will increase your faith if you have no faith, and maybe it will give you faith. Maybe it will increase your faith for those whose faith has been rocked. Well, I wouldn't be the AQL, inside the AQL, without a Green Weenie Award. And folks, this week, above all other weeks, week 9 was the easiest week ever to pick the Green Weenie. And here he is, folks, Naptown Niner. Green Weenie, folks, Green Weenie, big time of week 9. How did Naptown Niner do it? It's what he didn't do. Number 1, he made no picks for the Thursday night pick of week 9. He made no picks for the first half of the Sunday of week 9. Then he decided to pull in some picks, and out of the picks he did post, second half of Sunday and Monday, 3 picks for Naptown Niner. Remember, this is the guy who gave high recommendations for how the AQL should change. We need to go video. We need to make it more interactive. Folks, I don't know if we can get more interactive than this unless we do Skype. Okay? AQL. 3, the Green Weenie. I love you, bro. I love my AQLs, but, well, you gave me stuff to talk about. Well, as you can see by the background, the AQL administrative offices are still, in development, still underway. And last week things were just on a shutdown, folks, after the election. But then we did have some new news. Got to say this. After Thursday's night's game, okay, who's your daddy? Well, he had dug a hole for himself. He dug it right out, because going into week 10, with the weekend of week 10 of the AQL, who's your daddy pulled out? He picked his team, the Indianapolis Colts, folks. And who's your daddy is on top again? Woo! all alone, by himself, on top. Congratulations to that guy. It's a phenomenal season he's having. I hate it. I love it. And so good for him. I do want to bring up some other guys, some AQLs. No pictures for these guys. They don't deserve it. But got to mention, yeah, they do. They deserve it. We just didn't have enough time. Got to mention pillaging for fun. Pillaging for fun, along with Reaper, along with Trophy Lineman, and Left Coast Ghost. They are so close also. 90. They are at 90 after week 9 in the AQL. Really made a showing this last week. Really showing that they're not out of the game. They're still fighting, unlike Naptown Niner. Folks, I'm still wearing 2020 Trump. Still hoping. Okay, it may be ridiculous. Maybe I'm just one of those guys who just doesn't want to quit, even no matter how bad it is. But folks, things are still happening. There are still legal issues going on. And I know some of you may be saying, oh, come on, just got to move on. No, America cannot just move on. And I'm not talking about we need Trump necessarily, even though I think that. I'm talking about we really need to investigate, and we need to get down to this election, because you saw the crowds for Trump, and yet Biden, he had nobody. Why? Because I think he knew the fix was in. All right, here he is in his basement. Here he is with no crowds, no message except, I'm Nice Joe, and I'm going to be different than Trump. That's it. No message. And, oh yeah, if I become president, I'm going to have everybody wear masks. I'm going to work hard on getting a vaccine, and I'm going to work hard on getting free testing. What's new? Okay? No message, no nothing, and yet he gets more votes than Trump or Obama did. Ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. And we are tempted through the media, even Fox News, to sit here and say, we just got to accept what the American people voted on. Right. I agree. I don't think they voted on that. So keep praying, keep hoping, keep fighting in any way you can. Do not bring out your guns, okay? Don't do that. So here it is, Saturday night, going into week 10 of Inside the AQL, wishing all of you the best. Thank you for being part of the greatest fantasy football league ever. Have a great weekend.